Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
I'm Christina.
And I'm Gayle.
We're with CraftyBeesFlorida.
Yep. A knitting, crafting, everything yarn podcast. And also beekeeping. Yep.
Yeah. So we're excited to be here with you today. Today's November 19th.
And this is episode 12.
12. Yep. We're getting there. We're making some progress.
We are.
Learning as we go. So thank you to all of our subscribers for being patient while we learn.
And welcome to any new people who have just discovered us. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe so that you can not miss any of our content.
There you go. Awesome. Yeah. You can see we're podcasting from someplace different today. We're on my back porch, trying to beat the angle of the sun. So
it's lovely out here.
It is nice out here. I tested so many different areas, and I'm going to apologize, you guys, if you can hear that. The neighbors decided today is the day to fix his back porch. So, yeah, we're just kind of going with it.
Yeah, well, what choice do we have?
I know, right?
It's fine.
Yeah.
You know, as I was driving over here, you live on Terra Ceia Island, which is so beautiful, and I really want to film a little bit of the island. Do you know about the history of this island?
This island, I don't know a ton, but I do know that this used to be an onion farm, believe it or not.
Really?
Yes. And so the soil apparently out here is very good because the onions produce nitrogen. So, you know, they're like, oh, it's great soil. I still can't grow a lot of stuff.
But it's very fertile. I mean, this is a beautiful area.
It
with
is.
Lots of foliage.
It is. I was thinking to take a ride on my bike and kind of film and put it at the front or the back of the episode, just to have a little bit of footage from where we are. That was kind of our idea. And, you know, time and attention and other factors play into where we can go at what time. So we're here today.
Here.
We'll give you guys a little tour. So you had a good couple weeks?
Oh my gosh, I did.
Yeah?
I have a lot going on.
Nice.
I, as you know, decided to move forward with my little bee business, my honey business.
Yep, and you got a lot of positive feedback.
I did. I put one little Facebook post out saying, thanks, Angela, for being the first buyer of honey for good friend Honey Co. And everybody kind of piled on and said, we want honey. Where can we buy honey? Where are you selling your honey? What are you doing? So I was like, oh my gosh, I wasn't ready for that. So yesterday I spent the day buying stuff on Amazon and buying bottles through Man Lake and trying to get a little stocked up. So we'll talk a bit. I've got some new products I've been trying out, which I've been having fun with. So we'll talk about that at the end of the episode.
Yeah. We have to remember, because I think we've done that before. We're like, we're going to come back to that.
Right.
And we just go off and completely forget. So we won't forget about that part, though, because I'm going to chime in on some of your products, because I'm like, no.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Very good.
So should we start out by talking about what we never talked about the last time that was so funny, which was the end of our trip back to the airport at the end of Rhinebeck?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
So what should have been an hour and a half drive from, what was the little town we were staying in? Hurley? Is that what it was called?
Yes, I think so.
Hurley in upstate New York.
You're testing my memory.
Okay.
That was like a long time ago.
I know, at least 3 weeks ago.
I know.
So I think we picked a good place to stay because it was halfway between Wollenfolk and Rhinebeck.
Right.
Excuse me. And I thought, well, it'll be good. We got a flight out on Monday morning. So we'll drive back to the city. We were leaving out of LaGuardia. So we'll drive back on Sunday afternoon, which seemed like such a good plan. I don't know, I think maybe everybody who lives in New York City has a place in upstate New York that they go for the weekend.
Yes.
And around 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday
They were all
is when they're all coming back home.
Yeah.
So there was so much traffic, and you know, we live in a relatively small town. Traffic to us is wading through two cycles of a traffic light.
And then we
right?
complain like there's no tomorrow.
This was getting close to LaGuardia, 7 lanes merging.
Oh, it
near
was,
the airport?
yeah, that was terrible. It was so stressful.
And I forgot to go to the bathroom before we left.
Oh God, there's nothing worse
I
than
was-
being in that sort of
I
pain.
was in a desperate situation. I couldn't talk. I was like, don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't make me say anything.
It's one of those where it's difficult to look behind you because you're changing your position.
Yes, I couldn't move.
Oh God, it was
It
awful.
was so awful.
Yeah.
And finally you said, look, there's a Dunkin' Donuts. Just
pull in.
put your turn signal on and move over.
And
So
you're
I
like,
did.
is it clear? They're gonna move out of the way. I'm like, go, go, go.
Oh God.
We made it though. We made
did
it.
make
So
it.
shoot.
So that was the other half of the story. It was
Yeah.
touch and go there for
Yeah,
a few
it was.
minutes.
It
but
was. It was.
All in all, we had a great time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what have you been doing the last couple of weeks?
You know, just working and organizing things, and I do have, you know, I've got a little chicken that the rooster does not like,
Uh-oh.
and I don't know why. He doesn't like her at all.
Oh.
And I
he
saw
hurt her?
him, yeah, I saw him snatch her by the back of the neck and toss her.
Oh my
Boy,
goodness.
I got so angry with him. He and I totally got into it. And so then I kept watching, and so like the next day I noticed she's got blood on the back of her neck. And you know, with chickens, as soon as they get any sort of cut or anything, the other chickens are just curious what it is and they peck at it.
Oh,
So I pulled her out of the flock yesterday. So I've got her downstairs in the basement. Oh my God, he cut her neck terrible. It's a terrible cut on her neck, a big gash.
Oh.
So yeah, I've been taking care of that, and I'm probably going to keep her out for at least 2 weeks and then try and introduce her as a new chicken. I don't think chickens have long memories.
Oh,
That's Buster.
there
Sorry.
he is.
There he is, Mr. Man himself. So we'll see if he takes her back in, and if he's still mean to her, I'll have to figure out. She gets along with the rest of the flock. He's the only one that, and I mean, completely ostracized her. I started watching, and she's always by herself because the rest of the chickens are with him, and so you know, she's fair game. She's a sitting duck for any predator. So I'll have to make sure he takes her back in, and if he doesn't, then I'll probably get rid of him. He's a
Get rid
handsome.
of him. Oh.
Yeah, he's a handsome. Well, yeah, she was part of. She lays eggs. He doesn't really do
Oh, okay.
anything.
All right.
You
I
know,
thought
he
maybe
wasn't
she was
even
gonna
supposed.
go in the pot.
No.
No?
I mean, he was supposed to be a hen, and now
Oh.
he's a rooster. I mean, he's a fine rooster. He's a very handsome rooster. So somebody might take him because he's a good rooster. He does this little rooster dance.
And he protects the flock, right?
He
Isn't that why you
does.
got him?
No, he was supposed to be a hen.
Oh, right.
And he was a rooster, and so okay, I got a rooster, and he does do a good job protecting the flock, except for her apparently. I don't know what it is about. He just doesn't like her.
Oh, well, I hope that all works out.
Yeah, I do too.
Because that's an upheaval for everybody.
Yeah. Well, chickens have short memories. They're like the next day, if you take one out of the flock, the next day they're like, glad it wasn't me. I don't know. What about you? What have you been doing?
Well, like I said, I've just been getting my bee business up and going.
Mm-hmm.
So
I give you
excited
kudos.
about it.
I mean, I'm always like hesitant to put stuff out there on Facebook. I don't really, you know, it's like putting your stuff out there. People can reject it or they can embrace you. You know what I mean?
That's
and you've
true.
always been very brave. You're just like, I'm putting it out there, and you know,
Well, you know, honey is a a little bit different because, you know, whenever we bring up the fact that we're beekeepers, people love that. Everybody seems interested in it.
It's true.
So I kind of had a good feeling about it there. You know,
Right.
I've had a good reception.
Right.
And I've, you know, every time I've always given honey away.
Right.
You know, everybody is always interested to hear more and hear what I'm doing. But this time, since I harvested 150 pounds, that's more than I can give away. So
Right.
I just kind of, that I think kind of forced me into, all right, what are you going to do? That and the fact that I'm in that program with University of Florida and the USDA.
Right. So you had to come up with a business plan anyway, because
I
that's
did.
promoting a small business.
Right, and yeah, the whole purpose of the program is to turn hobby beekeepers into small business people,
Right.
small business owners. So yeah, when I finished my business plan, it kind of I originally thought, wow, this is so hard, and I don't want to do this, and I don't know how to do this. But
Right.
as they worked with me, I realized, oh,
You
this-
do know how.
yeah, and this is what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it really did help me.
That's
And,
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean,
excited
yeah.
about
And you
it.
put it out there and you got a great reception. I mean, we went to the networking event. You could have brought honey. I bet you would have sold all of your honey.
I know. I
Just
know.
at that networking event. So, gosh,
Yeah.
how much more fun to network for honey than for
Mortgages. Yeah, that's a lot more fun.
I know, right?
Mortgages are not really too much fun to talk about. right
No, no. And you could talk about bees and beekeeping and honey
Yeah.
all day long.
now. Oh, I
So,
could. People
So,
have
yeah.
lots of questions about it.
mhm.
Most people are interested.
Exactly.
I'm always surprised. Once in a while, I'll come across somebody who says, oh, I hate bees. I'm terrified of bees. And
Oh.
yeah. Have you ever come across somebody like that?
No.
Oh, I have.
I don't
And-
talk bees quite as much as you. I don't know
No.
what it is. If I just, I don't know. I mean, not that it's a bad thing. Just, you know, I wish that I did, because it's very engaging. It's like something you really can have a nice conversation with someone
It's
about.
true.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, well, you probably lead a more interesting life than I do.
No, I don't. That's funny. Why don't you tell us about what you have on?
Yes, so this is my finished object. This is also what I've spent time doing the last couple weeks, working
Oh, gosh,
on
it's
some
beautiful.
knitting.
Can I hold some?
Yes.
Oh,
So
gosh.
this
Oh, it's gonna
is-
billow in the breeze here.
Wow, let me just tell you.
Hold
what
it up
this
a
is
little bit so
called.
everybody can see.
This is the Stella shawl by Janino Callio.
it's
Janina, I'm sorry, Janina Callio of Woolenberry.
And what yarn did you
this
use? These are
is-
beautiful.
Yes, this is.
I would not have thought to put these two solid colors together, but they're beautiful together.
This is called Llama Lace.
Really?
It's by Queensland Yarn out of Australia.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, it's beautiful. I love your lace work on it.
Oh, here,
Very
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, Queensland collection, and it is pure 100% extra fine baby llama. It's very
Do you want to show the
soft.
label?
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
I love it.
It's a super easy pattern because all it is a very simple lace for a certain portion, and then just garter stitch for
Oh,
other
beautiful.
sections. So
That's
yeah,
beautiful.
It's a super easy project that
Mhm.
I've been working on for a couple of years now.
Couple
I don't
of
know why.
years.
I don't know why. I just kept setting it aside, and
Uh-huh.
I thought, you know what? I am going to finish this now, and yeah, get it off the needles. I needed the needles for something else.
There's nothing like motivation to finish a project until you need the needles.
I know. So yeah, it's nice because it's not too heavy, you know. So,
Right. Right.
So it's good for us. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how interested in oh, and I want to talk about the blocking of it, because in the pattern she says use blocking wires to block it. And I was like, I think I even asked you, do you have blocking wires? I'd never used them before. I'd never even really seen them before.
Right.
But it seemed like it was something, you know, when I finished it, it was about this wide.
You were like, this is a scarf.
Yeah, I was like, it doesn't look like that in the picture of the pattern.
Right, right.
So, yeah, I got the blocking wires, and
now you said you got them off of Amazon.
I did.
Now, how many do you get? How much did it go through that whole thing? Or?
Oh yeah, it went through this whole thing. They were 36 inches long, and there must be 15 or 20 of them in this
really
big container of them.
Do they connect together?
No,
no,
they do not.
Okay,
but you just wind them through. It took me a while because at first I was kind of going in and out, and that was not working very well. But I kind of figured out a system where I wound them through the edges, and then I used my...
Like you just wound it in and out like a...
No,
like
not
S?
in and out, more like a spiral almost.
Oh,
because
okay.
when I went
They're
in and
that
out,
flexible?
I was... No, but the yarn is that
okay.
flexible, you know?
Yeah, okay.
And then I laid it out and then used pins to...
Oh, to hold it in place. Oh, how interesting.
Yeah.
Do they give you the pins also, or you have to have those?
No,
Okay.
you know, I have those, what are they called? They're from Knit Picks, you know, they're
They're
they
almost
look
like a
combs. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I used those to really stretch it out.
Oh.
And it made it the perfect shape.
Oh.
It really worked well.
I'm gonna I'm gonna have to get some blocking wires.
Yeah,
then.
you will.
Yeah.
You need some because it really made all the difference. I think I don't know if I've ever had a shawl. I have had shawls this shape, and you know when you're using just the pins, you end
get
up
a
with
little
points.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This just made it a perfectly even edge. It worked really well.
Well, I'm gonna get some of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Nicely done.
Yes. What are you wearing, my dear?
Oh, well, this is my rocket tee.
This old thing?
This old thing. I think I've worn this before, so...
It's so nice,
yeah, it's a rocket tee. Who's that by? I don't remember. But the yarn is Miss Bab's yarn. I think this is Hitchhiker Galaxy. Let me see if I have it in my app here. Let's see. I'm getting quite a few things in my app that I've gotten done. Yes, here it is. So let's see. Miss Babs, I used the gold is Avon, and it's called Old Gold, and this is mohair, and it's called Moon Glow, and it's Hitchhiker's Birthday. And it's the Rocket Tee by, let's see, Tanis Fiber Arts. It looks like Tanis La Vallée. And so I love it. As a matter of fact, I've got the yarn to make another one.
Do you really?
I do, and I'm going to. What I'm going to do is make a size smaller. I did go down a needle size from what the pattern calls for. I will make it a size smaller. It is a little bit loose. I mean, it's supposed to be a nice, loose, lightweight t-shirt, but it's a little bigger than I would like it to be. So I'll go down a size, not a needle size, just I'll make the next size down.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because this was a little low, so I did put a little lace applique here because
yeah, you did a good job.
Little too low for me, so I'll definitely stop it higher. You know, I don't like things up here, but I don't want it too low. So
what's going on here?
I don't
What's
know.
going on with this?
Looks good.
Does it?
Yeah.
I'm not going to worry about it then.
That's funny. I'm looking to see, did Sam go inside? My little dog was out here, and there's sun over on that side, and he comes out here. There's a little dog door.
Oh, there is? Oh.
Yeah. It's actually a big dog door because we got it big enough so Sasha could go in and out. She never would use it though.
Is that right?
Yep, never would use it, so the cats and Sam use it.
Oh my gosh, while I'm here, I've never met either of your cats in person. So.
Well, I'm going to say good luck meeting them this time.
Okay.
They were not bottle-fed little princes and princesses as
Like
yours
mine.
are. Mine are street cats.
Okay.
They're like, matter of fact, when we went away for a week and we had a pet sitter come in and feed them every day, and she's like, if the food wasn't gone and the cat box wasn't full, I would never believe that you had a cat in this house. She's like, she didn't see either of them all week.
That's funny.
I know. So do you have anything else finished? I've got one finished project.
I don't have anything else.
Well, I'm going to show this. It'll be real quick because everybody's kind of seen these before, but I've finally finished my flamingo socks.
Oh my gosh, they turned out great.
They did turn out super cute. I'm very pleased with them. And these are, let me find the pattern here. I am going to say, while I'm looking for the pattern, my duplicate stitch needs a little bit of work. So on these, you can see the duplicate stitch is the black, the orange. So you just kind of put that in there for his little, is it a beak on a flamingo?
I think so.
Okay. So on his little beak and his little eye.
Nobody would know that you need work because they look perfect.
They do look fine from a distance,
Yeah.
which is why I did not undo them. And I did do duplicate stitch on, I've got that Professor Meow shirt. I did duplicate stitch on that, and it looks good. And I'm thinking it's because the stitches on the sock are so tiny.
Oh yeah.
You
So
know,
it's
it was
hard to
just
make
hard to tell which line I was on for it.
Sure. Well, they do look so cute.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really like
I'm
those.
envious of that book. That
You
book
can-
just has
You
so
can get
many.
one.
Yes, I
You
know I
get
can.
one. Why Are Flamingos So Pink? And it's by Charlotte Stone from Stone Knits. And so with the one pattern, you actually get two. You get the flamingos, and then let me just, there's another pattern that's included with this one. So you get two socks for one price. I'm looking for the other.
Or you can buy the book and have about 50 different socks.
Yes, I do have the book
So
here. Yeah, and so this is, and I thought this one just kind of looked a little weird. I'm trying to get this highlighted line out of here. There we go. And so that's the other one. Let's see if I can get it. So it's got shrimps.
Oh, cute.
It took me a minute, and it's called Shrimply the Best Socks. Took me, I actually had to read the title because I was like, what are those little things? But she's right. Once you know it's a shrimp, it
Yeah.
looks like a shrimp. I guess we just don't see shrimps all the time.
Well, that's true.
So-
Not on your clothing.
Not on your clothing.
Yeah, that's true.
So I did
That
finally
is
finish
true.
those flamingo socks. It took
Good.
a little while, but I got on to other things. You know how it goes.
I definitely do.
What do you have, my friend?
Oh my gosh. I am so excited about this.
I'm excited too.
So, I'm working on Christmas presents. now.
Right, right.
And I decided to make each of my kids, my two kids and my son's fiance,
Mhm.
who, by the way, within a week will be his wife. They applied for their marriage license.
No.
Yep, and they're just gonna, all the hullabaloo of a wedding last year that was so
Oh,
stressful
yes.
for everyone. They just decided, you know what? We've been together 10 years. We're just gonna do something quiet, just the two of us. We'll maybe have a party next year. But
Are you gonna fly up?
No.
No?
They're just gonna,
They don't even...
no. They're gonna be here in a few weeks for
Okay.
Christmas. So,
So
we'll
you're
be able
doing
to,
little celebration together.
exactly. So I'll be seeing them within a few weeks. But so I decided to make a sweater for each of them. And for the girls,
I'm so excited. You're going to have grandchildren before you know it.
I know.
Yeah.
She thought she was, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be saying this. Did she swear me to secrecy or anything? She thought she was pregnant last month. And that's why they started talking about, we really should just get married. We're like married anyway.
Right.
But she wasn't, but
right.
they
But
really,
that kind of did it. They were kind of like, it's probably one of those where you've been together for so long that you're scared because, oh my God, that's going to happen. But then you're kind of like, oh, that's exciting. And it kind of brings a different element into the relationship. Sorry about that chicken. She's happy.
She's happy. She's talking.
She's happy doing her chicken things.
So,
oh my God, I love that yarn. I want to snatch it right out of your hands right now. I'm like holding myself back.
Okay. Yeah, do you know I can't find any of my
stitch markers?
Yeah, my holders,
your stitch holders?
Yes. Okay. So, I found this pattern.
She's getting everybody going.
I know. Are they all? Are they excited? Was my voice so excited?
They're
we
like,
want a Felix pullover. We want a Felix pullover. So this is the Felix pullover by Amy Christoffers. It's the sweetest little pattern. And when I tell you, I started knitting this, okay, this is Sunday, the 19th. I started it a week ago Thursday, so I've been knitting on this for maybe 10 days.
Oh my
goodness. I'm
goodness.
already halfway done with one of the sleeves. It is just the sweetest little pattern. It's just...
Oh, look how cute that is.
Isn't that cute?
And so you've got a little design right here?
Yep, it's very plain, but in the raglans, it's got this little lace pattern.
Right.
So, just a little feminine touch. And I've made it in this is that Malabrigo Mecha. It's a bulky yarn,
That's beautiful.
Yes, it just knits up in no time flat.
This feels delightful.
Doesn't it? It's 100%.
What colorway is this? I love the colors in this. I mean, you've got a cream, a purple. I don't want to call it.
I do have.
Kind
Can
of
you hold this too,
so it doesn't fall off?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I do have the colorway here.
Cream and purple and pink. I don't know if that's really kind of catching the color.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. Yeah, it's like all the sunset colors.
It is.
It's the colorway is Zelda in Malabrigo Mecha.
Oh,
and it is.
I'm gonna get. You know what? I don't think I've ever had a Malabrigo where I'm like, I hate the color.
I know.
And
I you have a sweater's quantity, my friend.
I do.
Because I got it for you last year for your birthday.
And you know, I might cast it on for my birthday this year. Yeah. It'll be my birthday.
Okay, you're not letting my sleeve go.
No, ma'am, it's okay.
Oh, yeah. Here's my stitch marker too.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah.
I'll put that back on there. This is really
Isn't it great?
Neat.
It is just.
Now what's
the sweetest pattern? When I saw it, I was like, I have got to make one of these. So that's for Olivia.
I was going to say, what size is this?
This is size
this was
1.
Little.
Yes, that's for Olivia. You know, she's teeny tiny.
Right.
So that's the first size, and I'm going to make
and what
Megan
size
one.
Are your needles?
Size 10.
Size 10.
Yes.
That's exciting.
I know. I know. So this is probably the only time where I'm really glad I have children up north, so I can make.
Wow, that's exciting! And it took you a week.
A week.
A week to get this far.
Yes, because you know what? Because I hardly worked on it Friday. I didn't work on it yesterday at all because I was doing other things. So basically, in a week, this is what I got done.
That's
it just
exciting.
So if you have something that you need to make for Christmas, you can make a couple of these, because I'm going to make a couple of these. This is the colorway. The colorway Jessica is what I'm going to make Megan's in. And it's more like a gray and purple, like a lavender.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's lovely.
I'm so excited.
Got your
Got my
needles right there. Yeah, put your stitch marker
I know,
back on
this
there.
is what I've been doing to...
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah, isn't that just the sweetest
I
little
love
thing?
it.
Just so plain, but with this feminine,
That-
delicate little detail on
That
it that
is
just
beautiful.
makes it.
I so want to make one. So you gave me the matcha last year?
Matcha.
Matcha?
I
Is
did,
that the name
yeah.
of it?
In
Matcha?
Arco Iris or something.
Yeah,
which
I
means,
love the
think,
colors.
Rainbow.
I love the colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
going to make one.
Okay.
It's on my list. I'm going to do that. It's going to be my birthday cast on.
Right. What
always-
day is your birthday?
I don't know. And if you ask me how old I'm going to be, I don't know that either. I quit counting.
Oh my God.
I always, when everybody
so
asks,
funny.
when people ask me, how old are your kids? 20. They're always
Right.
20. If I admit how old they are, then I have to admit how old I am. So
That is true.
they're forever 20.
That is true.
So
What have you got over there?
I've got, you know what? I've got one that, and I know I just showed socks, but I'm going to show these because they ended up being so adorable. These
I
are
haven't seen those.
No, I just cast these on not too
Oh
long
my
ago.
God.
These are the
What?
lavender flowers. And again, they're from Charlotte Stone. I'm
Oh
working
my
my way through her
gosh.
book. She's got her charming Colorwork socks book. And this one is, here it is, a blooming lavender pattern. And did it
Oh,
turn? It's
man.
turning out so cute.
Those are beautiful. And the yarn you picked.
Do you know, I'm going to confess, I didn't feel like winding yarn, and I had these that I had made other socks with and other items with, so all of these were leftovers, and I was just like, I'm just going to
Oh my
snag
God.
those.
And that purple has the
It's got
tiniest
this
little bit of
sparkle
sparkle
in there. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're super cute.
I love that.
I will say though, when you're doing color work, because I usually do 58 stitches for my socks. 58 stitches around make the perfect tightness on my socks for me. And her small pattern is 56. So I just followed that thinking, oh, 2 stitches isn't going to make a difference. But the color work makes a
it
difference.
tightens it up.
Tightens it up. So you can see I don't have a lot of stretch in there.
Can you get it over your foot?
I cannot. So these are not socks for me.
Oopsie.
I think I'll make these. I'll give these. Nikki's got a tiny, tiny foot. You know,
There you go.
she's one of those lovely, lucky people that, you know, you get the sales, you know, at the high end shoe
Oh, yeah.
sales at, you know, spring and fall, because they're
I
getting
know,
rid of
all
their
those
summer.
teeny tiny little shoes.
And the
are-
only good ones, the super cute ones, are always size 5, size 5.5. And I definitely do not have that size foot, but
either.
I clean up
You know
buying
what?
Nikki's shoes.
I didn't have that size of foot in 4th grade.
Me either. So yeah, she's got a teeny tiny foot, and
Oh my God.
she probably doesn't wear a lot of socks because she's little, so she likes to wear heels. You know, so
But when she does.
yeah.
Oh my God, those are great.
So those are super cute. I'm very pleased with that pattern. That pattern
Oh,
is
man.
really cute.
It really is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you the pattern. Hopefully Jason and Megan hopefully all my kids are too busy doing other things to watch this podcast because I'm giving away all their Christmas
I
presents.
know, right?
I looked and looked for a sweater pattern, a pullover for Jason, and could not find one.
Yeah,
And
it's
then-
tough to find one for a guy that's not just so simple or so difficult. You know, I mean,
Right.
like some of the color work out there on the men's sweaters are beautiful, but you know, I mean, you'd never get it done for Christmas. That's not what we're
Exactly.
looking for. We're
That's
looking
right.
for something
I
simple,
was-
but not that we don't want it to look simple, right?
That's right. So look what I found.
That's lovely.
Isn't
I
that
love
gorgeous? It's called My Fall Sweater by Siv Kristen Olsen.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Is it mosaic color work or is it actual color work?
I don't know the answer
Okay.
to that.
Is that also bulky yarn?
It's super bulky.
Super bulky.
Yeah, it's super
What?
bulky. And it's all of this drops yarn.
Mm-hmm.
It's drops snow and drops brushed alpaca silk,
Mm-hmm.
which is really hard to find in the States.
Oh.
So, but I went on Etsy
Mm-hmm.
and found someone in Romania or something. I think Romania.
Romania.
Who has an Etsy shop, yeah, and had all these colors of yarn. So I'm waiting for it to come in now.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see
I
them.
know.
That's exciting.
I can't wait either.
That's
So
exciting.
I'm really
Yeah.
excited, and I think because it's super bulky, it shouldn't take too long to do.
Well, how long is the yarn going to take to get here from Romania?
It's supposed to be here sometime between the 20th and the 30th of November, so it's already been shipped. So
Okay.
so
You should have it plenty of time. You should
I hope
have
so.
Olivia's sweater done, Megan's sweater done
Right.
by the time
Yeah,
it gets here, and then
That's
you can
right.
work on Jason's.
yeah, you know.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm excited.
Usually a plan doesn't work out that well, does it?
No, not for me anyway.
You have anything else on the needles?
Oh, you know, I do have. I have something else that I've swatched.
Oh, okay.
Remember this yarn that we got in
You were going to do
Englewood?
your ranunculus.
Yes.
Look how beautiful that yarn is.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And I forget what the colorway is on it. So it's a Jody long and
Alpamayo.
what does that say? Oh, that's
the price. Yeah, it's
I know.
so it's cotton.
I don't
It's
have my
organic
glasses on.
Peruvian tangui cotton blended with extra fine baby alpaca.
Ooh, what's the colorway? Can you see that on there? I'll look for
16.
it.
It's color
Oh,
6.
that's right. They didn't
color
have
16.
cute. They didn't have cute names. I'm like, ugh.
So I swatched
Oh,
for
that's
it.
beautiful.
And yeah, absolutely. With the needle size for the ranunculus, I think it's a 10 or an 8. I can't remember. Everybody's made at least one ranunculus, right? So you know all the details of
I
the
haven't
ranunculus.
made mine yet.
I can't that I cannot believe. But I hope it's in your future because it's so fun to make.
Yeah, it is. It's on my
Yeah.
list. It's on my list. I know some people are like everybody makes that. I'm not making it.
Oh.
I don't feel that way about it. I'm like everybody's making it. It must be fun.
Yeah, it's fun and easy,
Yeah.
and so it's perfectly on gauge.
I'm proud of you for actually taking your gauge swatch off the needles.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes.
So you're right on gauge. Nice.
Right on gauge.
Good for you.
I
that
even
feels
washed
really
that
nice. You
to
did.
make sure.
And that's just cotton, huh?
it's
okay.
cotton and
Yeah.
baby alpaca.
Baby alpaca.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, that's going to be a really nice.
Are you going to make
sweater.
a short sleeve or a long sleeve?
I think I might make something in between, like either the.
Oh, okay.
You know,
like
the
a
one that
three-quarter sleeve.
Yeah, like an just below the elbow, or maybe a short sleeve. But you know, the first one that I made, I just did the cap sleeve.
Right.
And
You don't like that? You're not
I'm
kind
not
of a cap sleeve girl.
I'm really not. I really want some
Okay.
of this covered up now and finding.
It's
So-
funny how our wardrobe changes
Yeah, over the
we
years.
get.
So, yeah, but I'm really excited to start this. I just got to get all the
Yeah.
Christmas stuff done, and then this will be the next thing.
Ah,
My needles.
very good.
You have something else over there.
Ah,
right?
I've got
Oh, you
two
have a couple
things. Just two things that I want to show. I wanted to show this.
Oh, I've been dying to see
Yeah. So I did cast on. I'm gonna move all of my little stitch stoppers out of the way. So this is my pressed flowers cardigan, And I know we showed you guys the swatch last week, and I was like, I don't like it. I'm not hating this. What do you think?
I like it.
I mean, the flowers, what I
Yeah.
really wanted was the contrast so that the flowers
Right.
showed up. And I think you can definitely see the flowers. I
You
did
can.
start off with the colors that I liked the least because I thought they're going to be at the bottom and nobody will really notice them. But even once I put them in here, like with the color change like it's supposed to be, it worked perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and here
So-
the pink is coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be exciting to see what other colors
I know.
happen.
You know, that's the thing with this yarn. It's like every time you
Yeah.
want to keep
So
going just to
fun.
see the color changes. Let's see. So, and these are my, I'll flip these over a little bit and let you guys see. Those are my wee ones. So I got a little dragon, my flamingo, a little sheep. Oh, I got some sharks. What else do I have on here? Oh, these are little, oh wait. I've got aliens. They glow in the
gosh.
dark. And then she actually special made, I've probably said this before, this is a Doberman Pinscher. And she
Aw.
actually specially made that for me. I asked her when she was going to get Doberman Pinschers in her shop, and she was like, I'll make you one. And she did, just like that. Yeah,
That's
so,
cute.
and then this little guy is, he comes from Charmed and Dangerous. I think that's the name of her shop. And so they only come in like a, what do you call these when they're not stitch markers, but they're like,
Oh, the
I mean,
lobster claw.
yeah,
no,
the lobster claw. So you could use them for crochet as a stitch marker, but here they're like a progress keeper.
Mhm.
I don't have that many, to be honest. With wee ones, you get 4 in a set, which I really like.
Mhm.
And this one was it was like $14.
Oh man.
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, it was a lot. So I actually put it on a birthday list last year for, you know, the family, if they wanted to get me something, because I wouldn't spend $14 for one. He's super cute, and she has this whole series where they're just little faces. I don't know if you can see that. So he's a little face there, and so one's named Bob and one's Joe, and you know, so she's named them all. So if you're like one of those people that gets sucked in by that, sorry, there you go. But Christmas is coming. You can put them on your
There you
Christmas
go.
list.
There you go.
So I'll just, I'm just gonna say what my yarn is on
Yeah,
this.
'Cause it is beautiful.
So this is the color changing yarn. The flowers is Primrose yarn, and this is Big Truck, and this is the Homestead Sport. And then the other one is Miss Babs, and it's called Laurel Falls, and that's the name of the yarn base, Laurel Falls, and it's a sport yarn, and it's muslin. And
What is the makeup of that?
it is, I think it's just superwash, 100% superwash Shiniko merino wool. I guess Shiniko might be the type of sheep.
Never heard of it.
So, and it's muslin, and you can see it's very neutral. I think it
But it
goes
has
on
a
a
little-
pinky side,
yeah.
a little bit on the pinky side, but it's light enough that it ends up being, I think, a neutral.
Yeah,
You know, more than
really pretty.
than a pink.
I think you're going to be really happy with that.
I hope so. I hope so. I will confess, I look at this swatch with the light blue, and I really like that light blue in there. I'm very attracted to the light blue and the light pink together. So I'm like, I might have to make another one. But
Yeah.
there's so many pressed flowers things that you can make now. You know, you can do a cardigan, you can do a pullover. I think they have a shawl, they have a hat. I think, I'm not sure, but I might be making.
They
that
do
for
have a
her.
hat.
They do.
They do.
Okay. So yeah, so
Amy
she's done it
Christopher's
all.
again.
Yeah, Amy Christopher's again. So, did you have another knitting
No,
thing?
I do not.
I will show this. I've been working on my sister's a little bit. I'm
Oh yeah.
on the border, And I kind of wanted to show you guys what that's going to end up looking like. So it ends up just a little bit about the pattern. So you make the whole shawl first, and I might need those blocking wires for this one because it's a moon shape. So so it's going to be a moon shape like that. And so you leave the stitches on your needle, and then you cast on, however many it was, you cast it on and you start making your border. And as you're making your border, it's going to go down the shawl, the needles on the shawl, and I knit one from the border and one from the shawl together.
You're picking up a stitch.
Picking up a stitch from the shawl and knitting it together with the border. Oh, I got my little my little floopy there, to make the border, so it'll go all the way around. But this is what the border ended up looking like, and I think it's just beautiful.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah, I'll go this way.
Look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you can really see that now.
Yeah. I mean, the shawl itself is quite plain, but I think that's okay. I think this border is going to make that whole shawl. Yes. Yes. And so I'm doing this in Baracco Premium, what is it called? Prism cotton? Let me see. Modern cotton. Baracco modern cotton. Probably have way too much, but that's okay. And I am using, do you ever use your little floopy?
I do.
Mm-hmm. So this is, it's called a floop, right? A floop or a flip or something like that. I'll have to look that up. We'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah. I love it though.
But look.
You bought it for me.
Yeah. It's so easy so that you can get your stitches on that cable. Usually your cable needle's long, you know, and so I'm always trying to work around it. Yeah. And it kind of gets in the way, and I know you're supposed to knit it back off the needle, but I always slip whatever stitches I'm holding in the front or the back and putting them back on the needle and then knitting them from the regular needle, because I don't know why. I just feel comfortable doing it that way. So yeah, so I like these, just they were super easy to just, you know, flip behind. They don't get in the way because it's little, and this little fabric piece holds the stitches on there.
That's right.
So,
yeah, they don't slip off like they would on some cable needles.
Right.
Yeah.
The metal ones just go right through, and I tried the bamboo ones that have the little notches. And they still slip out, and there's nothing worse than trying to find those stitches that you had in the back. If they come undone, it's a total pain in the tush.
I'm not able to do that.
My
My skill level will not allow me to do things
I
like
fake it
that.
till I make it. So yeah, so this is turning out beautiful.
Gorgeous.
They're leaving for London in December. I'm like, I'm gonna have to get busy.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take a huge amount of time. These are only 28 stitches, but it's so flippin', like, you really have to concentrate. Oh, I'll show you guys what I did. I ended up having to color code my whole,
pattern if it's a pattern.
yeah, you're right about that. So I kind of just had to color code everything, and so I didn't lose my place.
That was ingenious.
Well, I don't know if it was ingenious, but
Well, I think it was.
it helped me. It's helping me keep my place, but it's not fast knitting.
No, that is not television watching knitting.
No,
You have to be in a quiet place, counting and paying attention.
Yeah. Well, I'm book listening on that one.
Oh, okay.
So,
Wow.
yeah. Well,
You're very talented.
I listen to silly books. I'm not listening to book. If I missed the whole paragraph, it wouldn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's different kinds of books, you know.
I do know.
So yeah, I'm not listening to anything great.
Oh, okay.
Great and wonderful than spy novels. No. Silly romance novels.
Oh, that's okay.
That's okay.
It's
I like it.
relaxing.
Yeah, it's all right.
You have more stuff over there, don't you?
I do. Well, no more knitting. That's it for
What's
my
that?
knitting. Is that it for your knitting?
That's it for my knitting.
So I did some more natural dyeing.
Oh.
Yep. And
Wow.
I did not swatch these up because I really liked them in the hank. But believe it or not, so I changed a couple things on this dyeing, and I'm just going to hold these up as I'm talking here. So I changed a few things as I was going here, if you want to hold them. Instead of, so last time I used citric acid, and I saw some people, when they were talking about using natural substance, they used alum. So I just snatched this up from Walmart, and I used about a tablespoon of alum. It's got honey on it. It's sticky. Used about a tablespoon of alum to, I don't know, maybe 4 to 6 cups of water, and soaked my yarn overnight. And then I took them and put them in individual little jars.
And so what are these?
I didn't squish them out. Oops. So I'm going to tell you. Okay. So this one, believe it or not, so remember last time I was trying to get green?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if that...
From grass.
Yeah, from grass. It didn't show
What's
up.
That?
This is yellow onion skins and red onion skins. I know.
Really?
I was not expecting it to be green at all.
And it's a beautiful green.
It is. It's like a chartreusey green, isn't it? I'm going to see if I can replicate it. I'm not convinced.
I would not have...
I would never have
that.
guessed. I would never have guessed either.
Huh.
So this one, I don't think did much at all.
What is it?
Avocado pits and avocado skins. And usually everybody else who's done it shows it as a pinky color.
Yeah.
And this didn't really do anything. This one I'm loving. Blueberries, my friends. Yeah.
Nice.
It made a beautiful purple, didn't it?
It did.
So, and this
one, I love that one.
This is coffee.
Oh.
Yes.
So
So
it's just a beautiful gold color.
it is a
almost.
beautiful gold. So what I did different, because I know I did coffee last time as well, and
but last time you used grounds that had already been used, right?
exactly, I used grounds that had already been used and water. And this time, I think you had suggested last time to try grounds that were unused. So I used coffee as my base instead of water, regular coffee, and then I put coffee grounds that were unused in there with it. I didn't really measure, I just, just a little bit, because I had the coffee in there. Instead of water, I used coffee, and then just coffee grounds, and got that pretty gold color.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah,
That had to be satisfying.
I was pleased, and I was pleased when I washed it that all of the color didn't wash out, because that
the alum, huh?
yeah.
Interesting.
A lot of color does come out, with the natural dyeing. It just washes and fades out to a much lighter color. But I think that green, that chartreusey green, is awesome. And I just can't believe that was just yellow onion skins and red onion skins.
That just doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't
to
make
my
sense
brain.
to me neither. I know. I know. I mean, I would have. I can't even describe it.
Must be maybe some kind of reaction with the alum or something.
It might be. I don't know.
I wonder.
I don't know. I'm gonna try and repeat it.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna try and repeat it. See if it's a
Nice.
repeatable color. So, and I do like the blueberries as well. I might try some raspberries and see if I can get a pink.
Yes.
And then I'll have to figure out what I'm gonna do. Do I want to keep doing some of these and make like a scarf? I mean, I love the muted colors. They're not super bright. They're like muted, but they're beautiful. So.
Yeah, you definitely need to do something with those.
Yeah, I think so.
Gorgeous.
I think so. Is that all we have for our knitting content?
I think it might be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shall we talk about bees?
Let's talk about bees.
All right.
So I haven't been in my bees in the last 2 weeks because I think just before the last podcast is when I had harvested, right? So, but you've been in your bees, so you talk about that.
Okay. All right. So Let's see, I will talk about, I harvested only, I've got one regular super because I run flow hives on mine. And I've got one regular super on the peach hive because they just were so big. I wanted to add more space for them to continue to work. So I pulled that off last week. I went through all of my hives, all of the brood. So blue has her queen. They look very nice. They're doing well. I think I talked about that last time. So they're in the same situation. They're doing very well. Yellow is the same. So I harvested peach, and I got, what, maybe a gallon or two of honey.
That's good.
So yeah, I wasn't complaining about that at all. And purple did not have a queen. I think I've given them 2 or 3 queens, and I don't know if their queens were just leaving and not making their way back, because I had them in a small little 5-frame nuke, like a mini box.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? I think I've told you this before. I never do well with a nuke.
No?
And I don't know why.
Mine didn't. I gave them 2 queens, and the queen cells were chewed open. The queens had obviously, what are they, born, sprouted? I don't know. Hatched.
I don't know.
They came,
through.
Anyway, they came out, and but they weren't in the hive.
Huh.
So I saw a lot of activity though before I went in there. So I had gotten a regular box ready for them. So I did transfer them to a regular box. But they really, with no queen, they hadn't grown.
Right.
So
and they'll start what's the opposite of grown?
Shrinking.
Shrinking. Yeah, thank you.
They would start shrinking.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm
They
tired.
die off.
I'm tired of supplementing their hive with the other ones. I keep taking baby
Eggs,
bees
yeah.
and eggs out of the other hives and
Right.
giving it to them, and they're, I hate to say it, ungrateful and letting their queens leave.
Are.
So I decided that I was going to just buy them a queen. So I put them in the big box, even though they haven't grown at all and they have no resources. So they have no honey. They did have some that I gave them originally, but apparently they ate it.
Well,
So
they will do that.
yeah, so now they've got 0 resources and no queen and no eggs. So
Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster right there. So
Exactly.
when you have a situation like that, you're going to get small hive beetles and wax moths just coming in and
Exactly.
taking over because if you
Exactly.
don't, they're not strong enough.
Exactly.
Some of them are dying every day, so they're
There's-
steadily decreasing in population, and then, you know.
Right.
So you bought a queen.
I did. I bought a queen, and I tried desperately to take a video to show everybody what it looks like when you've got a queen and the bees are accepting her. They're not angry. So I did bring, where's my thing here? I did bring this to show you. So your queen, when you purchase one, comes in a little queen cage like this. So the queen will be in here, and the queen breeder that you purchase her from usually has a couple of attendant bees in here with her. And this piece here is full of sugar. Usually they use like a fondant, right, Gayle? And they pack it in here. So this whole thing is packed with fondant. So she can't leave. She's stuck
and they
in
can't
here.
get. I think the thing is that other bees can't get to her because
Right.
until they accept her, you know, she needs to get her pheromone out, and
Right.
it takes a few days before.
Right. You
They're
don't
ready
want
for
her
her.
you just don't want to dump a queen in there, because if they don't like her, they'll kill her. Or even if they're not used to her, they could kill her, even if they would be inclined to accept her. So what you do is you introduce her in a little queen cage like this. If the bees like her, they'll kind of just relax. You see them crawl over and kind of, they'll put their feet in or their antennae in, and it's
Just
kind of
checking her out.
it's a relaxed checkout. If they don't like her, you'll see it's almost like a ball of bees on top of this cage, and you know that if she was not in that cage, they would be stinging her and trying to kill her. But mine were very relaxed, so I put her in there last week and came back yesterday because I was freaking out because they need food. And I knew she was in there in her cage.
So you weren't feeding them?
I hadn't started feeding them yet because I had to drill a hole in the top board for that purple hive. The other ones have the hole that you can...
Well, you should have told me. I would have lent you a board so you could feed your bees, for God's sake.
Well, I just needed to go get a...
a drill bit.
a drill bit. So I stopped at Ace to get the drill bit. So my husband says to me in passing, oh, where's the other stuff that's supposed to go with that drill bit? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I got my drill and I got this little white bit, and it's like a round bit, so it'll make the size hole that I'm looking for. And he's like, it's got to have a connector to connect it.
Oh.
And I was like, that's what I said. Oh? And he's like, yeah. He's like, that one's been used. It doesn't have everything. And I was like, oh. It's like, deck on it. Those people at Ace led me wrong. I was not happy. Had a few choice words about my used drill bit without all the parts. So my husband said, can't trust those guys at Ace, but you can trust your husband. That's what he says to me. I was like, okay. My hero.
Good to know.
So he got out his little saw thing and sawed me a hole.
Oh, good.
And
So now they're being fed.
everybody is being fed.
And you found her in there?
I found the queen. She was still in there. I did not have my glasses on, so
she was still in the cage?
No, she was still in the
hive.
hive.
Oh,
She didn't
okay.
leave the hive.
Oh, good.
But I was freaking out because, see, I thought she'd still be in here because the last one, I left her in for 2 weeks. And it was like a week, probably not 2 weeks, I'm lying. It was like a week and a half. And
Still.
only half of the fondant was
Oh.
gone.
Oh my gosh.
And that's the one that I released because I thought they were taking too long and she flew away. So I was determined I wasn't letting her out of the cage this time.
Yeah, it should only take 3 or 4 days for them to release her.
Well, that's all it took for them.
Yeah.
So I was thinking she was still going to be in her cage when I made a point to go and start feeding them. But I didn't want to wait because I figured they'd release her anytime. And I wanted her to have food.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise...
I mean, they all need food.
Well, yeah, but I mean, otherwise she'd be like, you guys, this hive sucks. Let's go.
Right. Yeah. There's nothing going on here.
Right. So everybody's being fed now.
Good. Did you find eggs?
I didn't have my glasses on. I couldn't
Oh.
see anything. I wasn't really doing an inspection as much as I was just checking to make sure she was still in there, and I did see her. So she's in there. Everybody's
she must be a good size if you could see her without your glasses on.
Well, yeah, she was
nice big fat queen.
She was a big fat queen. So she's in there, and everybody's being fed, and I've put entrance reducers on all the hives.
Good.
So we will have no robbing situations. Although I will say, you know, you're always talking about robbing, and I don't really have. I've never really seen it except for the one nuke that I split, and then all of my hives just went and robbed them and killed everybody. But I didn't realize that's what was happening. I was like, wow, that nuke sure is active. And then after the fact, I was like, duh, Christina, you should have saved them. Yeah, and moved them, but
I mean,
I didn't know any better.
You don't know. Yeah, you don't know what you don't know sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't typically have too much robbing here.
Well,
I don't
good.
think. I've still seen, mine are still bringing in a pollen. Are yours?
Well, I haven't checked them in a couple weeks. I need to get out there. I've just been, you know, when you're harvesting, I feel like it's so disruptive to them. You know, I harvested one day and then the next day, or maybe 2 days later, I had to go back out there and put the wet frames back into the hives for them to clean up. I just felt like I was so disruptive to them that I was going to leave them alone for a couple weeks and, you know, let them get resituated. But yeah, it's time now, so probably tomorrow or the next day I'll get out there and just see what's going on.
You know, I'm gonna say, after harvesting just one super the regular way, I'm gonna keep my flow hives all the way around. That is so much work.
It's a
you
lot
guys,
of work.
Gayle, for Gayle to get 150 pounds, what did you do? You had to do at least 16 hours, at least 2 full days worth of work, at least. I mean, one day to take them all off, another day to finish draining and sieving and putting them in bottles and cleaning up. You don't think it was 2 days worth of work?
Well, I mean, it's not bottled yet. It's in 5-gallon buckets in my kitchen.
So you haven't finished, but you worked one day.
I don't want to bottle it. I don't usually bottle it until I know what I need it for. You know, I mean, how many bottles would that take? 150. I don't have room to store 150 pounds of honey, you know.
So you keep it in your buckets?
I keep it in the buckets.
Oh.
Sometimes I'll put it in, like I have 5-pound jugs, which look like a quart.
Right.
A two. What is that?
Like that milk, like a
milk jug. Yeah. So I have some of those, but no, I haven't. So yeah, I suppose you're right. I suppose it is a 2-day job if I'm counting it.
Yeah, I would think. I would think so. I mean,
but the harvesting itself, you know, the getting the frames out of the hives, getting it in the house with no bees on it. And
did you do that? I had 2 or 3 bees.
We did have a few bees in the house, but you know, there was just no getting around that. I mean, when we did it in July, we didn't get a single bee in, but I feel like it's different when there's a lot of stuff for them to be foraging. You know, they're busy. They're not so intent on getting the honey that you're trying to take away from them. You know, it's at the end of the season now, so I think they were like, hey,
you can't
take that. We're coming to get it back. So so that we had a few bees in the house, but that was a full day affair with the extractor. You know,
with 3 people.
With 3 people. Yeah.
So I mean, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice saying, yeah, you had 3 people there working. It's a ton of work, and it's hard work.
It is hard work. It's backbreaking labor, because each one of those boxes, if it's 8 or 10 frames capped full of honey, it's 60 or 70 pounds. So they're very heavy.
They are. And then it was a ton of work just doing that one super. And I did notice all of my flow frames are full of nectar, so they just need to cap them.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm hoping maybe next time I get in there, if they've got some capped, I won't take all of it because they need some of it.
My phone
is it ringing? Buzzing on your butt? Oh my God, the neighbor. Listen to him over there. What's he doing? Blowing leaves now?
Is that what he's doing?
I guess. I don't know. Who knows? That guy is so busy. He starts like 7 a.m. working outside. I'm like, wow. Which I don't mind, because sometimes we get out early and we've got the birds out and they're loud, so they're early birds too. So we're kind of copacetic that way, but yeah.
I'm not even really paying attention to it, so hopefully nobody else is
hopefully
paying
nobody else
attention.
is too. I'm very cognizant of it. Anyway, so I got all of that honey. My flow frames are full, so hopefully I'll be able to harvest them in a week or 2 if they get that capped. So I'm not disappointed with my yield this year.
Good.
Could have been a little bit better, I do think they avoid the flow frames if they get regular frames, and I'll probably run both next year. You know, give them the flow and the one on top of it of regular frames. So I'll still have work to do next year, but I'm kind of okay with that, as long as I don't have to do as much work as you. And I'll show you guys this. I got this. How about this honey?
Oh,
is that
what's
crazy?
that?
This is opaque. Look how opaque
What
that
is
honey
it?
is. It's honey.
From what?
It's from this year's harvest, but
Is it crystallized?
no, it's not crystallized at all.
Oh.
It came from
not
the
clear.
wax. This is all from the wax that I just like had wax in the sieve, and I put it over a jar. I know. Look, it's really full.
Huh. Yeah, it looks like it's got some wax, and it looks like it's maybe starting to crystallize a little. No, is that wax mixed in?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm puzzled by that.
Well, you can taste it when we go inside.
Okay.
It tastes absolutely
Oh,
delicious.
does it?
I love
Ooh,
it. I love
good.
it. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so it's different.
Good. Well, speaking of things that taste delicious, so I've been experimenting with all my different honey and wax products
Yep.
for my new business this week.
Oh my
So-
God. You talk about your nuts first.
Okay,
because
let's
I've
talk
gotta-
about. Okay, so 150 pounds of honey sounds like a lot, but if you're going to have a business, 150 pounds is not going to go very far. So I realized that I would have to offer some value-added products, some products that have honey in them, but aren't just bottles of honey. So, you know, with the cottage food laws in Florida, there are only certain products that you're allowed to offer. And the cottage food laws allow you to make certain things in your home kitchen without getting a license and
Right.
working in a commissary or a commercial kitchen.
Mhm.
So nuts are one thing that are allowed. So I thought, what about honey glazed nuts? Doesn't that sound delicious?
Yes, it does.
So I made some honey glazed pecans and some honey glazed walnuts and gave you some of them to test
And
for
I
me,
ate
and-
them like in one sitting. I was like eating all of them. They were so good. They
I'm
were
so glad.
absolutely delicious. I was like, oh my God. I'm gonna have to try and make some of these, or else I'll just have to spend all my money buying yours.
That's okay.
You'll take it, huh?
That's right.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, I would never charge you. So yeah, you make some of your own because I'm not giving away all my nuts. I gotta make.
Yeah.
I'm so far away from making a profit that.
Oh.
But yeah, I gotta.
Well,
try
you
to get
just
out of the red a
gotta.
little
Yeah.
bit. It's fun though, and honey glazed nuts are so easy to make. It's a
Yeah.
super easy
Don't give away
recipe.
your recipe,
Okay, but it's not difficult, so you can look it up on the internet. There's plenty of recipes.
I'm trying to find, somebody commented on the episode that we talked about the pumpkin, and they actually gave us the reason why pumpkin cannot be
Oh, in the cottage.
in the cottage food industry.
Yeah, there are some vegetables that that spoil more easily, and so anything that spoils easily is not allowed in the cottage food rules. So yeah, so honey glazed nuts. I'm working on a recipe for honey cakes. I got the cutest little molds from Nordic Ware that are a little skep, which is the old-fashioned beehive that everybody, you know, the little straw beehive.
I can't find it.
Yeah. So they're really cute, but
I can't believe you didn't bring those.
yeah, I'm still they're not good enough to share with anyone. My husband is eating them. He's like, oh, just pour some honey on them. They're great. But But
You're gonna have to keep half of your honey for him.
Exactly.
My husband does it. He loves the honey.
Yeah, you know, I hardly eat my own honey, but my husband eats a lot of. He takes a big spoonful of it every morning because he's convinced that it helps with his allergies. And you know, some people say that it does. I've read a lot of research that says, you know, it doesn't really. Otherwise, you'd have an allergic reaction more than, you know.
Well, that's his story, and he's sticking
That's right.
to it.
I'm fine with it. Whatever. I give him a bottle of honey, and he keeps it on the counter and takes a big spoonful of it.
He must be sweet.
But these honey cakes, well, I don't know about that. But, okay, we're working on that part. These honey cakes are so delicious, and what they're supposed to do is get a little caramelized on the outside of the cake from the honey.
Oh, so like a pineapple upside down cake?
Yes, something like that.
Oh, that's my favorite part.
Yes,
I just could eat the top.
I know. But I'm having a hard time. I don't know. They're just not where I want them. So anyways, yeah, I'm still practicing with that. The next thing I want to try making is a honey whiskey orange marmalade.
That sounds so delicious.
Good. I'm going to practice on that this week or next week.
All right. I love it. I love it.
The last thing I've been practicing on, I was so excited to show you these. I made solid lotion bars.
What is that? Is that a label that you
It's a label. It's a, you know, I kind of like it actually.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Look at that. Those are so cute.
Yeah, it's not my permanent label.
Cypress and lemon?
Yes, I made 3 different scents.
Oh my God, can I take this out?
Yes, please do.
All right, how'd you get this white wax? Oh, that smells refreshing.
Yes.
How adorable is that?
So I made some with cypress and lemon.
Can I smell your other ones?
Yes, this is lavender and bergamot.
I wish you guys could smell this. Oh, wow, that one's awesome.
And lavender and lemon.
Oh, wow.
I know.
I would never put lavender and lemon
Really?
together, but that smells delicious.
I never would have either, but I mixed it. I only had 4. I got organic essential oils, and you know they're really expensive when you get organic ones.
They're very expensive.
Now you only use a few drops, but
yeah,
I was like, well,
the cypress and lemon is lovely because it's not. I mean, if I was a gentleman, I would use that on my hands because it's not feminine.
Right.
It's not.
And that's exactly why I did that. I was
Okay.
like, I want something so that, you know, I mean, men need to moisturize sometimes too.
They should.
And
especially men knitters. You know, I find sometimes when I'm knitting, I'm like my hands feel so dry afterwards. I'd love to have something just to give a little and then get back to it. Plus, it makes my knitting smell delicious.
I know. And so this recipe, this has mango butter.
Nice.
Mango butter, avocado oil, and beeswax.
And so that's not a lot of ingredients. It's very low ingredient. And so because that's really
organic.
white wax.
Yes. It is.
So did you buy that wax or did you put it in your sun melter?
I bought this wax.
Okay, you
because
bought this one this time.
Yes, I did. So yeah, I'm sure that mine will be a little...
And so it just melts.
Yes, so it just melts. But I really like this recipe because it's not as... You know, I bought a solid lotion bar. I don't know if you did.
I did not.
No? The one that I bought from the company up at Rhinebeck is very greasy.
Oh.
Like, I have to wash my hands after I put it on. Yeah.
Well, that defeats the purpose
I know.
a little bit.
And I think...
what kind of oil did they have in theirs? Did they say?
They had a lot of ingredients.
Okay.
They have a lot of different things.
I think the avocado oil is a very light oil, and it seeps into your skin quite easily.
Yeah.
And then what else did you? Mango butter.
Mango butter, avocado oil. Did you have another butter?
Oh,
no.
Just mango, beeswax. Very nice.
Yeah.
I like the limited ingredients in that.
I do
It
too.
makes it so easy to know that it's a good
Right.
quality product, and
That's
not,
right.
you know, but along with that, there's no preservatives.
Right.
So
So
how
do
many
you want
ounces? I would love one.
Which one do you want?
Oh my god!
You can take your pick.
Can I have your cypress and lemon?
Yes, you can. I knew you were going to say that.
Did you?
I know. I love it.
I love these deep scents. A sandalwood and lemon would also be lovely.
Oh, maybe it would. Sandalwood, a little sandalwood goes a long way with me, though.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about patchouli.
Yes.
Or I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Otherwise,
a little bit is fine.
if you get too much patchouli, it's just almost
Sickening.
offensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
Thank
the
you for that.
cypress, you're welcome. Enjoy
Yeah.
it. So I think the best way to use that is when you've just gotten out of the shower and your skin is maybe a little damp and warm. Because you know the warmth of your skin will melt that a little bit.
So you can use that all over, not just on your hands.
Yeah, all over.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pop it out here and do a little melt. I love to use stuff like this when I'm knitting. It makes this smells lovely. This is wonderful. And you only used a few drops of your essential oils in each one. But
You know
made
what?
you made small batches.
I made small batches, and I wanted to, because I wasn't sure what everything would smell like.
Exactly.
You know? So I wanted to test it out. So I only made 6 bars, and I made 2 bars of each scent.
And that's not greasy at all. That feels very nice. Love it. You know,
Why,
you gotta
thank
hit.
you.
You gotta hit on the first one. You know, I mean, sometimes you have to make things 3 and 4 times, like you're kind of doing with your honey cake,
Yeah.
to perfect a recipe for something. You know, like even if you're a yarn dyer or whatever, you have to do it a few times to get it right. But
And that's what I kind
you
of
gotta
figured.
win right off the bat.
Kind of figured I might have to try it a few times, but no, I'm very happy with it.
Awesome.
Very happy.
Awesome. And I love the little bee mold that you put them in.
Yeah.
That's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
I think I'm going to make some smaller ones too. I got some.
Yeah. Yeah, and I might buy smaller tins. You could go half the size of
I
the
know.
tin.
You know, this is the. I already did that. Yeah, because I thought, yeah, I don't even like this size tin for these. You know, so I did buy something that was a little less tall.
Yeah.
Because I think that looks a little funny, but I have to use them up now. So.
Well, you could put something else in there.
True.
Do more of a whipped lotion in there, something
That's true.
like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, good job.
Why, thank you.
You're gonna have products all over.
Well, I'm gonna try. We'll
Yeah.
see.
So
We're starting small.
there you go. There you go. Perfect. Well, good for you. Is that all we
Yeah.
got?
I think that might be it for today.
All right. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Maybe we'll have some more knitting done. I pulled out my felting, the one that we got. Is it Big Sky? Was that the name of it, or Blue Sky?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. It's in on my kitchen
So
table.
cute.
You know how sometimes you just feel like doing something other than knitting, but you've got to keep busy.
Right.
So I pulled out the picture. So maybe I'll have that done next time.
Oh, I
can
hope so. I
share
can't
that.
wait to see that.
Yeah, but I've got to get to work on my sister's stuff, or she's going to be off in London and with no scarf.
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
That would be sad,
Yeah.
but don't be surprised if that happens.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Well.
try not to make it happen.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see what you can do.
yeah.
Well, thank you again so much for joining us, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the time you spent with us. And we hope you have a great 2 weeks. If you're in the U.S., have a happy Thanksgiving.
Next week. Snuck
Next
up
week.
on us. It does
sure
it every year, doesn't it?
Yes, more and more every year.
Yep.
So,
all right. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and enjoy. And hopefully, happy knitting.
Happy knitting and happy beekeeping.
Yep.
See you soon.